Reinvention isn't about starting over. It's about stopping the lie you told yourself.
At any age, you're one decision away from a completely different life.
Your new level doesn't require a newer you. It just requires a truer you.
Sometimes you don't need a midlife crisis to start over. You just need honesty.
Welcome back to Deals, Dreams, and Drama, and Happy New Year. We are here to kick it off for 2026, and let's talk about reinventing yourself. I know that's a popular theme at the top of the year, so let's dive into it, ladies. Let's see, where are each of us reinventing ourselves right now? Like in business or relationships, health, motherhood, where are you reinventing for 2026?
I think every year we kind of reinvent ourselves in business, right? Most realtors do a bunch of business planning at the end of the year. We either reinvent ourselves or we kind of just expand on what we've already been doing and change it up. So definitely in business and life for me, definitely, I'm just getting used to, being an empty nester and really trying to figure out that path, so my kids are grown, they're going off and just really like figuring out what I want to do, what life is like for me. Because after being a mom and a business owner, your focus is always there. So I'm learning to focus more on me.
I love that, Keisha. So I think for me, just what my line said, like you're not looking for a newer you, just a truer you. Mm-hmm. So I feel over the past year, just relationship wise, just being just true to myself and who I am and who I want to be in business and who I want to elevate myself, where I'm elevating myself at and who I want to be around and surround myself with. So with that being said, I feel like my relationships have just evolved with being in friendships, relationships, business relationships. So yeah, this year I am looking forward to more elevation.
I love it. What about you?
So for me, I think it's first, my health. I would like to just reinvent the way that I think of being a healthy person. So I think that it's not just about exercising, eating well. It is about those things, but it's also about your circle. Who are you surrounding yourself with? So I am prioritizing loyalty. I'm prioritizing people who prioritize me. Mm-hmm. And I think that in doing that, I will see positive impacts on my health, whether it's reducing my stress levels, being able to focus better. But I just think, and yes, I do plan to eat better. I do plan to exercise, but I really do plan to focus on my circle, not just my personal circle, but also my business circle.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yep. I love that you said just prioritizing, the people around you. Mm-hmm. I have had my best friends I have literally known since elementary, middle, and high school.
Same.
And this year I want to focus on being a better friend. I think as a business owner, it's real easy to get caught up in, I'm too busy. I have meetings. I need to do this. I need to do that. And, your friends kind of catch on to that and they're like, okay, it's not distancing, but it's just, we know she's busy.
Right.
So I want to really focus on being a better friend, making the calls, scheduling the coffees, the lunch, the play dates, all of those things, and just being present. I think I do a pretty good job of being present with my family, but being present with my friends and my friendships and helping to grow those in 2026, because we all need people to be there for us. And I want to be sure my friends know, they know I will ride. We ride at dawn.
We ride at dawn.
But I want to be sure that they know, anytime, I'm never too busy for you.
You gonna make those calls, Brian?
I'm gonna make those calls to my friends. I will call my friends on my regular phone.
I love that.
Regular
Brandy.
phone.
I love that. Listen, you saying being focused on being a better friend, that just read me. Okay.
Yes.
More Phil. Because I do think sometimes we get caught up in the busyness of doing business. Mm-hmm. And whether it's friends or family, people, anytime someone starts a conversation with you I know you're busy. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing something right, right? Because I can be busy and I can have a successful business, and you guys are what's important to me.
Yep.
So I love that.
Yep. I do love that, Brandy.
Yeah, go ahead.
So who tried to reinvent themselves last year and ended up right back where they started? In some areas.
I'll throw my hand up.
Well, so reinvent ourselves and then started right back.
Mm-hmm.
In personal or
where
business?
You started. Either one. I'll tell you, mine is health. Okay. I did 75 hard last year and did it first time
Shout
doing
out
it.
To Brandy.
You did it hardcore too. You did it
all the way through. Lost some weight. gained it all back. That fourth quarter is crazy.
Well, then if we go, yes, I definitely have had that because I'm like, how did we get back here after all the sweat, tears, no late meals, all the things, and we end up right back here. I know that's why one thing when you reinvent yourself from a health standpoint, especially with working out and eating, you have to also remember that it's not for that moment. I think we get so caught up in that moment, and then when it's gone, and then once life starts and everything else starts, we put that back to the back burner. You have to know that that is a lifestyle change, not just for the moment, right? Because otherwise you're going to be like, and I swear, when you lose weight, when you gain it back faster than you did the first time. So I'm right there with you. So that's definitely something that I'm working on this year, not worrying about like a big drop, but just a casual like lifestyle
change.
No, for sure.
And so for me, I tried to reinvent myself in business, and listen, y'all are gonna hear about this multiple times. I was going to be an investor, a real estate investor.
Still talking about this flip.
Listen, I will talk about this flip. No. So I did. I tried to reinvent myself in that way, and it's not to say, the question was, you ended up where you started. I don't end up where I start because I've learned, right? So it didn't work out. And yet, even though I no longer have that investment and it was a bad investment, I learned so much about what not to do, right? So I did try to reinvent myself. I'm not saying that I'm not going to go down that path again. I'm not saying that I'm not going to reinvent myself to be a real estate investor again. But, this just wasn't the right one. So I'm not back where I started. I learned.
So that's so funny. You said that because I was like, oh, maybe I don't want to bring this up. But but here we are, right? Here we are. And I am going into the new year with this flip that I started in, which I would say 2024. Like the idea started in 2024. Hey, I want to be an investor. I want to get out of just opening doors, right? And so I started the project January of 2025, and here we are. So that's something that made me realize, I won't call it a complete loss, but definitely a lesson. And I will probably move different moving forward. I won't say it's the end of it, but it's something that it has been a lesson, and I'm still reinventing myself on the investment side of how I want to invest.
But I think those lessons that you both just learned is going to be valuable in your business. I think when you are talking and dealing with clients, that's something that you can be relatable, especially when they're starting their first flip, right? Start out smaller, maybe only do a one story, like give different types of advice. So that's going to make you guys better from a business standpoint and advice that you give to friends, family, and your clients.
So very much advice.
Absolutely.
So
get a property closer to your house, okay? 'Cause y'all know
the basics.
Listen.
Yeah, now you know the basics.
Yes.
And you can teach the masses.
Yes. Yes.
So let's talk about reinventing after 25. We are all 30 plus. We're all, past that 25 age, but I don't know about y'all, but I definitely reinvented after 35. So what did you believe about life at 25 that you now know was a lie or half truth?
What we learned at 25 that we knew
that you now know is a lie or was a half truth?
That everybody just lives the American dream, right? Like everybody goes to school, we get jobs, we get married, we have kids, we have homes, we have vacations, and everybody's happy. And that's not always the case. I think you have to work at happiness, right? Like just because you checked off the boxes doesn't mean that's going to guarantee happiness. I think you have to find the individual happiness for yourself while you're doing it for everybody else, right? I think earlier you guys talked about friendships, and I think I've always been like a really good friend, right? Like I just am. But I had to learn probably between 25 and 30 that I need to stop being a better friend to people than they are to me.
That's a good
and that was that my friends will tell you, they've heard it like, okay. And so when I walk from friends, I walk from friends. Like it ain't nothing too many people can get me to go back. And it doesn't have to be friends. It could be family. It could be coworkers. It can be whatever. But I know I'm just not going to be that better person in that relationship than you are to me.
Yeah, sounds
I
like
like
that cut
that.
game. The cut game is strong.
Oh, honey, baby, click, the detachment. I'm here today, and tomorrow you be like, "Where's Keisha?" Gone. She blocked in another state, wherever she gone.
Well, now, I will say for me, I think I learned that 25 is not forever. And I keep learning this lesson because whatever you're used to at 25, right? It goes away. It just goes away. Whatever you get used to at 30 goes away. And on and on and on. At 37, I decided to switch careers after having an almost 20-year career with a great company. I decided let's try real estate. But I was 37 years old, and what I'm finding in the real estate business is every single year is not forever. Okay.
No.
So the year that I had in, the first year that I came into real estate was not my year every year. This year that I'm having this year is not forever. Everything continues to, at church, they say every round goes higher. Right. So it's like, that's what I'm finding is that every round goes higher, which means there's elevation at every step. But you have to be the one to elevate. Does that make sense?
You have to create it yourself.
You have to create that elevation for yourself. Yeah.
And you only know what you know. You've only experienced what you've experienced.
You only know
so at 25, I know me as a 25-year-old, and this is me at every age, probably since about 4. But I always feel like I know, I know everything. I know.
You
at 25,
never took you as that.
Know it all. Okay, and raising a son is the exact same way.
Isn't that awesome?
That's how God works. See,
Yes.
Payback. But it's like you feel like at 25, like you're a real adult. You're not 18. You're not fresh out of high school anymore. Like you feel like you know it.
and you're not even an adult at 25.
Only to find out you pay bills. I pay real bills. I got an apartment, or I got a house, I got whatever. Like I know what I'm doing and don't.
Don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Man, so listen.
And I would say don't know nothing though, right? Because like you said, at 25, you know what you know. But the
Yes.
thing that you have to acknowledge is you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Yes,
Right. Yeah.
yes. I feel like I'm such a different person now than when I was 25. So first off, you ladies know I got married at 21. And I had my first son at 26. So I was still in the military, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, what was I doing at 25? Like, right? I just was not in the position I'm in clearly now. And I think my life started evolving maybe like at 38, 39, even past 40. Like, talk about those boundaries you're putting on people. Because I just remember being in relationships, whether it's friendships or whatever, and like, just trying to be the easy person, just trying, letting things go. But now I'm like, listen, I'm not putting up with it. I'm like, Keisha, you could be here today or gone tomorrow.
Gone tomorrow, sis.
Like, I'm just, I wouldn't even say patience. I think I've learned boundaries and
And you want peace.
And I want peace in my life. I want peace in my life overall. And if that peace does not include you, then, you
So be it.
Just so be
I
it.
wish you
So,
well.
I wish you well. So the things I put up with at 25, I know for a fact. And I'm 44. I'm telling my age, and I don't really care because I know I look good at 44.
Okay.
But the things I put up with at 25, I know for a fact is not happening right now.
Yeah.
So what's the first sign you need to reinvent yourself, not your job, you?
What is the first sign? I don't know if it's a sign. I feel like sometimes it just happens, right? You just start wanting to do something different. And it may look different for everybody. Like you just wake up one day and say, hey, I'm not going to do this no more.
Yep.
Or you just, you wake up and this is not serving me. And you make those changes. But I don't know, for me anyway, I don't know if you just wake up and say, okay, this is it. And now I got to reinvent myself. I think you just look up and you've done it. Right? Like I just looked up and I had made these changes. When we moved to Houston, I remember we were doing something. We were walking across the street in the neighborhood and this car like literally almost hit us. And this may not be the best example, but I evidently was way more calmer than my kids anticipated. And that was the first time my oldest looked at me and he was like, Mom, you changed. I said, what? You right. Because he was like, Mom, before you would have been pulling that lady out the car. I said I would have, but I didn't even think I just think you you be in different situations, you learn from the people around you and you just start moving different. And then one day you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm a different person.
Yeah.
Well, and then you could talk about like being around different people too, right? Like
Right.
remember we talked earlier last year, we talked about like elevating your friendships, and we're talking about it a little bit now, but when you're around different people, I feel there comes like little small changes of,
yeah.
okay, you're around these people who they want to do this. Like being around you ladies is like, okay, you all are in real estate. We have big goals. So it makes me want to wake up every day and do better. Just being
Because hopefully you're
around
picking
y'all.
up the better habits of those people.
Exactly. Yes, the better habits.
Hopefully. Hope for the
So
best.
it's a little bit different for me because I guess, like I said, I'm on my little health journey. And I'm on my little health journey. And, you know, there are clothes in my closet that no longer fit. Right?
Child.
Which lets me know that I need to make a change if I don't want to have to go and buy all new clothes. Right? So I feel like the uncomfortableness that you get from putting on something that just doesn't fit is what I start feeling in my life when something doesn't fit. And it causes me to grow because I have no choice. I'm no longer comfortable here. Right?
Come on with the analogy.
I like that, Miranda.
Come on with the analogy.
Yes, look, come on. Yes, I love that. Come on.
Y'all are so unserious. Y'all are so unserious.
We are, girl. Very serious. Very serious. But I love that because I was thinking kind of the same thing. Like, I do agree at some point you wake up and you are different.
Yeah.
And somewhere along that line, you made the choice to be different. And it's just like, whether it's an incident, whether it's this is the last time and this is really the last time that's going to happen, or it's going to happen that way, you get to a point where you do decide.
Yeah.
And whether you say it out loud, whether you declare it's a new day, it's, you know, whatever, you do get to that point and then you wake up and you're different. But you decided at some point along the way, I'm going to change. Yep. Cool. So let's move into, and I'm just going to narrate this part, reinventing after 40.
I mean, I'm just going to narrate.
I'm just saying. Now, next month,
Well, you know what?
I will be closer to 40 next month, but still not there yet.
But she ain't got to the good part yet, y'all. So whatever. So we gonna help school her. That's what she's saying. But she ain't got to the good stuff yet.
But you know what? What I feel like is the 30s, the 30s, and everybody told me, like, once you turn 30, you're not going to care about the stuff you cared about before. And I've heard it happens again at 40, and I've heard it happens again at 50.
Yeah.
And continues to happen on up. Is what I've heard.
Yeah. I had a mentor when she turned 40. I remember her saying that to us. She was like, she turned 40 and she's like, I just am in a great space, right? Like, this is a space I don't really care. You know, she was like figuring out her next steps in life. But like you said, you feel more free in how you communicate with people, how you deal with people, what you're building in your everyday, what you're accepting. And then she hit 50 and she said, oh, wait a minute, I was wrong. 50 is better than 40.
Oh, wow.
Right. And I do
can
feel
imagine.
like it. I mean, I'm a few years away, few years away, but I could see that happening, right? Because again, we're always kind of evolving into something else. I feel like someone else here said, maybe it was you, Sharika, at 38, I feel like I started being more comfortable in who you were. I feel like for me, it was like 37. I just remember having this party or whatever. And I just remember being like, just happy on some of the decisions that I had made. Maybe my divorce was almost over or something like that, but that's neither here nor there. But I definitely feel like 37 was that age. And then once I got into the 40s, it was better. And then that's what I'm praying and planning for the 50s.
450.
Wow.
What did turning 40 unlock mentally for you?
Gosh, that is a good question.
It is. I think it was freedom for me because I think I spent a good part of my 20s and 30s and growing up, maybe looking for some level of validation outside of myself. And I think once I turned, and it may have happened sometime in my 30s, to be honest. I just know that as I got older, the less I need validation. Because I just don't care what you think. I really don't.
Yep.
I just truly don't care. I know there's a lady on Instagram and she's in the We Do Not Care Club or something like that. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, she's speaking my heart because I truly do not care what you think. Right?
Yes.
So if you don't like it, then baby, don't take it.
Yeah, I love that.
Go find somewhere else to be.
You can just leave it, find somewhere else to be and be well.
Yes.
Right? Because the thing is, and I also found that in my 40s, I truly, and I promise you, I want the best for everybody. Even if I don't like you, I want the best for you. Right? I don't have time to be mad. I don't have time. I mean, there are things that make me mad. Let's be clear. Things happen and it pisses me off. But we have to release that.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Because I think you also start to get you really start to get a picture of the fact that we only have a certain number of summers. We only have a certain number, and we don't get the pleasure or the privilege of knowing how many summers we get.
Yes.
We don't get the privilege of knowing how many Christmases we get, right? And all these different things. So why would I spend my time worried about what you think of me, right?
Yes.
So that's been the biggest thing in my 40s is just letting go of other people's expectations on me.
Yep. Yep.
Man, that's so true, yet it's so heavy. And you made me think of a term my grandma always said, people run their mouth and I run my business.
Oh, girl.
So I know, like, and kind of like you said, paying attention to what maybe people thought or what they had to say or what their input was. I was always the person, and I still care, but just not as much as I used to. Because, and Keisha mentioned this, is like, sometimes people will treat you a certain type of way, but they just know you're a good person. So they're like, oh, well, she's still going to be this person. So when I turned 40, I don't know, like, it's like I just woke up. I was in a great space, right? I hit 40. In my mind, I made it, okay? I'm here now. I made it. And I just remember, I'm like, man, I'm such in a great space. And I have been there ever since. Like, it is like, you run your mouth and I run my business. And listen, that goes for everybody in my life. So I'm like, listen, I'm like, my grandmama told me.
Yeah.
You run your mouth, and I won't say the other thing she said, but I noticed, I just feel like as I'm getting older, like I'm just continuously evolving. And if you're still doing stuff that I can't agree with, you can go ahead and do it. I'm just going to sit here and just remove myself from it.
That's right.
So, I mean, it's just so many situations, and y'all know this because
Honey,
I'm just not a good fit to move on
For some situations.
in this
We gotta keep it
situation.
pushing.
And it sounds like, too, we no longer have the need to announce to the world. Again, I don't need your validation.
That's
So
right.
I don't have to announce to the world what I'm doing or how I'm running my business.
Yes.
I'm running my business. So I don't have to, I love me all the time for you to know that I'm doing well or for you to know that I'm not doing well.
Because I think the biggest growth happens when the biggest growth happens is invisible to everybody else.
That's right.
Right. It's invisible to everybody else. So like you said, when it's happening, it doesn't matter who's seeing it, who's knowing it. But once it's there, then everybody can kind of see it. But in the going of it, it may be invisible.
Yeah.
Well, and also
love
just
it here.
bringing in, I love it here. I love it here.
Me too.
And bringing in age and 40-year-olds, 50, 30-year-olds, you also have gone through different stages of technology.
Yes.
So,
Look how I'm looking at her. Look how I'm looking at her.
Wait a minute, because
The shade.
I went through it as well. Look, I had
The
AOL
shade.
dial up. I know what a cordless phone and a corded phone and all that good stuff, the little circle dials. I get it, but
Because you saw your parents on it.
look, I
we
had
were
a whole
using
summer
it.
of punishment where I could not use my little light up see-through phone because
Oh, you had a
I
light
was
up
using
see-through?
three-way. You know, three-way was the thing.
It was
Yes,
the
I was
thing.
using three-way. My mom told me not to because she couldn't get through to call me.
That's right.
Got in trouble like the first day of summer and could not use the phone the rest of the summer.
I like
So
your
believe me,
mom.
I know about the phones.
The way
and
that
all
affected you
all the
and you
things.
brought that up just
hurt my
now.
heart.
Right,
It did.
exactly.
It hurt my heart. It had to write a book
But
report
summer's a
every
long
week.
time. Your mom is she hardcore.
Yeah,
she
whole
is a
summer
G.
I had to write a book report every week. Let's not forget that part.
Oh, I bet you ain't never tied that line no more, did you?
Never ever. Not that she knew about.
What she know now.
But technology, you know, has also played a role in that because to both of your points, all three of your points, you know, you don't have to see it to know it's happening. Well, before you couldn't see it. You know, like you had to be present, but now with social media and with the ability to your whole life to be on screen or the highlight reels to be on screen, it's also very different. I think for a lot of people, no matter the age, to feel like they're not having to impress somebody. And that's just technology and the way things have gone and grown. So if I could tell 25-year-old me who did have Facebook, but Facebook was so different back then. It was like, hey, I'm just on here. Where's the party? Like, that's all I need to know is where's the party at? I'm gonna go on Facebook, find out, and post my whole album from the club where we was in there with our pencil skirts and all the things. Business casual.
Before we did have
Dress like you was for the office.
I never had
MySpace either, but I know that some of my college friends had.
It took me a long
We
time to
had
get on
MySpace.
Facebook.
had MySpace.
Had Black Planet. It was a good time.
Black
It was a good
Planet.
I
time.
didn't have Black Planet.
I think A&T had like a page. I think that's the only page that I had, but I didn't have Black Planet. I didn't have MySpace.
I had MySpace.
I've never been a technology girl. Y'all know that. I mean, I called
Cousin-
ChatGPT,
GPS.
GPT chat, GPS something.
You do. GPS, exactly. But one of the things that concerns me, and I hope I'm not going too far off, but all of us are mothers. And we did grow up. We've seen the evolution of technology to this point, right? Where now AI is taking the pictures and making the pictures do what they want it to do and all that. I sound so old when I say that, but we saw the evolution of technology, and now we all have children.
Yes.
Right. And what I try to impress upon my kids is that your highlight reel doesn't have to look like anybody else's highlight reel. Right. And some adults need to know that too.
Yes.
Right. Especially as we get to the end of the year and people start posting in real estate, the I Love Me posts start coming out, and I sold 60 houses. I sold 80 houses. I sold $60 million and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is, we have to be in a space, and I am in a space, and I'm so thankful that I'm in a space that I don't look at that in a spirit of comparison.
Put the blinders on.
Absolutely.
I look at that in a spirit of congratulations to you.
Yes.
Like, I'm so happy for you, and I'm also happy for what I did, even if it wasn't that, right?
Yeah.
But trying to get our kids to understand that and make sure that that's not affecting them negatively when they see things like that is important.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very
that
true.
is true.
So let's talk about new paths without starting over. So what skills from your old life silently funds your next chapter?
Oh, you went deep on that one.
You did go deep.
You went deep on that.
Well, when you say the old life, like the life before real estate?
It could be
Any
it could be your business 3 years ago. Just what from your old life, meaning not your life today, funds your next chapter. I can give an example for me, y'all.
Because is this still an over 40 question, Brandy?
No. Okay, we had moved past. I gave a little input on the over 40, a little perspective.
Want to make sure where we are.
Where we at?
We want to make sure
Brandy,
you can talk
okay?
now.
Yes, I'm off solid lunch. I'm back.
Left the kids' table. Thank you.
I'm back to the adult
I
table.
made my way to the adult table. For me, my old life and going back to kind of that, at what point do you change? I still do love to argue people down. I just love the back and forth. I love the banter. And that is my old life that I can't, because I will go for the jugular. Like it's not going to be no fun argument with me. I'm going deep. I'm going to go where it's going to hurt and where it's going to cut. So I had to learn that's not how you should be with everybody and every day, right? I learned that in my 20s. And what I took from that was now I always look at things from the other perspective. And that is something that sometimes people love it and sometimes people hate it. Sometimes it sounds like I'm against you when I'm just pointing out, well, maybe it's not like that. Because for me, I have to point out, well, maybe it's not like that. Maybe they had a horrible day today and they got horrible news this morning and that affected everything else in their day. And they're taking it out on me. And that is not okay. And I can respond to it and deal with it differently. And that even comes down to clients. Like sometimes it's like, you know what? Let me take me out of this.
It's not me.
And see what the perspective is. That could be different. Now,
What's going on
sometimes
in
it is the
the
person. Sometimes it is the person. And then it's like, okay, let me remove myself. But it's not an immediate removal. It's not an immediate, I'm going to go for the jugular. It's not an immediate, hey, I'm going to come down to where you are. It's let me figure out the perspective and look at it from a different way and then see if I can respond differently. So that's something that I think silently works through my life now. But if I need to pull it out, we can go there.
Yeah.
Only one of us is gonna make it out, and it's gonna be me.
So that
Only one gonna survive.
You're giving people grace now.
Yes.
A whole lot of grace. A whole lot of grace.
So for me, I think, and I took a coaching program years ago, And it really caused me to look at the way that I think about things. I didn't realize before this coaching program that I have a lot of negative thoughts. I have a lot of negative thoughts, and I say a lot of negative things and self-deprecating things, right? Under the guise of being funny. It's ha 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 ha, that kind of thing. And it's like, but it's still a negative thought, right? So I think that the skill that I learned then is that you can't control your first thought always, right? But any thought that comes after that is your, like you decided to crash out, like the kids say.
And call me short.
I didn't call you short. Anyway, let me get back to my, because women of a certain age, I got to keep my focus now.
Before you go too far off topic.
I'm just saying, it just made me think about that.
No, but controlling my thoughts. I think that's something that continues to serve me well because, and you see this all over social media and everywhere, but what if it all goes right? So why would I sit here and meditate, literally meditate? Because when you just worry and think and it's going to be bad and oh my God, and what if I can't do this? And when you do that, you're literally meditating on the worst possible outcome. But what if it all works out? And why don't we stay there? That is serving me well because I think, again, getting back to my health journey, it's
but not her
it's the hair.
It's the hair.
I'm gonna get these bangs out my face. But no, it's but getting back to my health journey, seriously, those negative thoughts, you don't realize sometimes that those negative thoughts are getting embedded into your body.
Everything.
And the stress that you feel because of the negative thoughts that you have can cause negative health outcomes, right? So yeah, that's mine.
Okay, well, that's a good way to lead this conversation. So now that we're talking about that, like I feel like something that has helped me, will help me, and continue to help me, especially in relationships, client, personal, is I've taken a DISC test, which I've taken it several times, like in the military. But one that stood out to me was when I took it in a coaching program and realizing that I'm a DI, which I knew already, right? But it really made me pay attention. And now I'm like everybody that I work with, not clients, but like admin or whatever. I'm just trying to figure out what is your personality? Because sometimes being a DI, which if I may think that you are that as well. And then here we are like, we're not clashing, but it's like, it's not making, some things just don't make sense to me. Right. And so it's realizing that I need to understand my personality, who I am, and understand that everybody does not have the same personality as me. And I have I've been taking that in and like just growing as a person.
I think for me, it's similar to what Brandy was saying. I think, there's just things that have happened that make me deal with situations differently, right? I think we all evolve and we change and people get different versions of you. So even true. When it comes to my kids, my son and my godson, they gonna say one thing, and then my daughter, she got a whole different story, right? Because you've just kind of evolved into something else, right? They feel like she got way more grace, but I think some of that was age and patience, and you learn how to pick and choose your battles. So I learned that with her when she was itty bitty, wanting to wear Elmo slippers out of my house.
Come on, Elmo.
And I'm like, I remember taking her to the nail shop with me, and even the nail girls were like, I know you didn't let her come in here with these slippers. Listen, did you want me here on time, or did you want me to fight with her about these slippers, right? So you learn to fight your battles, pick your battles. And I think I do that a lot in life in general, right? In real estate, sometimes we've been talking about, even with clients, sometimes you have to tell your clients, hey, let me take a step back. I'm gonna hang up. We're gonna call back. No. I think it's best that we end the call and we come back, because I want to handle this the right way versus just like blasting. And then that's something totally different. So I think, like you said, Brandy, you kind of learn just to be better, to give grace, to have more patience, and just deal with things differently. So the people who knew me back in 95, they'll be like, girl, who are you today?
Facts.
Right?
So
But like you said, if Kay Haney come out, then that's something different. I can't help you because I tried to give you Keisha Johnson.
I gave you everything I could. I gave you everything I could.
I tried.
You brought me here. You wanted this.
You wanted to see if she was real or not. Well, baby, she is.
Lord,
that's so real.
So let's talk about the circle, the habits, the environment. Because again, we're in this new year. Everybody's, let me change this habit. I'm gonna change my circle. I'm gonna change my environment. who do you have to stop listening to in order to grow?
Myself sometimes, right? You have
thinking
to
the
was thinking the
stop.
same thing.
You know, I don't think there's too many people. I mean, the outside noise, yes, we're learning how to block that out, right? Have those blinders when it comes to social media, especially in real estate. But a lot of times I have to stop getting in my own head and being okay with how this is going to look, how this is going to play out, you know, not being that Debbie Downer to myself, right? Like, girl, you still did A, B, C, and D. I don't care what it is, right? I mean, you are, just from a business standpoint, you're in 2 offices. You cap in 2 offices. You don't have to have 52 people working for you. Right.
Exactly
So
right.
sometimes we got it, because again, real estate is one of those things where people brag all the time.
Yep.
All the
And
time.
they call it marketing.
And they call it marketing. And you're like, yeah, but let me see what your books look like. Right. Or let me see what your processes look like, or different things. But it's not just real estate. But real estate is in your face with it. But we have to stop comparing ourselves to everything else and calm the noise in our own head to be better.
Absolutely.
Yep. I think in order to grow is like the key part of it. I definitely think that you can talk yourself into a lot of stuff and you can talk yourself out of a lot of stuff. And going back to your point, like sometimes it's me. That's the problem. And even the what if it goes wrong and what if it goes right? The thing is, there hasn't been a day or a time that it's gone wrong that I still haven't made it to the next day.
Come on.
Right.
You better say it.
Yes.
So, you know, so
Amen.
it's like, even if it goes wrong, we're going to figure it out because that's what we do.
That's what
Yeah.
we do.
So it's just, you know, kind of having that clarity around listening to the positive vibes that I give myself, the positive
Yes.
words, and understanding who I am.
Yes.
Like it's even if it goes wrong, it's still going to work out.
Yes.
And see-
Sometimes what was supposed to happen is going to happen. It's going to feel like it went wrong.
Yeah.
But
it was
that's
supposed
what
to
was
happen
supposed
that
to
way.
happen.
That's what has to
Yes.
happen.
Yes.
So for me, I've got to vet what I'm listening to, right? Because everybody can't talk to me. And I'm just going to put that out there, okay?
Check them numbers before you come talk to me crazy.
Listen, yeah, let me tell you something. One of my good friends sitting down here, matter of fact, both of these 2 right here, they'll tell you in a minute, did you check the numbers though? Because what the numbers
mind who
say,
you
what
talking
does the
to.
scoreboard say
Yes.
is the question. Because while I don't have to broadcast every closing, I don't have to broadcast, I closed 80 million, I don't have to do anything like that. I didn't close 80 million. But I'm just saying,
Not this year.
not this year. But I don't have to broadcast that. But at the same time, I think what you find in any level of entrepreneurship is the gurus, right? The gurus. Here comes somebody. They got a class. They got a training course. They got a this. They got a that. Let me tell you what you need to be doing, sis. Let me tell you this, sis. And have you considered this, sis? Well, let me tell you what sis has not considered. Listening to people whose numbers don't match
Right.
the bravado.
That
Right.
talk.
Okay. So I need the numbers to match. If I pull the numbers,
I need your credentials, sis.
all
Yes.
of the credentials.
Yes.
Okay.
Including the books.
Including the books.
Yes,
Including the
yes,
books. How are
yes.
you running your business? Because don't just tell me you sold 80 million. Don't tell me you sold 80 million, but it cost you 100 million.
Yeah. Come
Okay,
on now.
because I don't want to sell a house if it don't make no money for me.
Yes.
Let's be real clear. I do this to make money. So if you
Yes.
don't have profit, again, I'm getting way far off, but the bottom line is
That's-
everybody can't talk to me.
They got
Listen,
the point.
and you know what? I love that. And y'all know I love the same mindset. Like, I really feel like being in the right rooms with the right people. And I tell people all the time, like, if they talk to me, I have a conversation. I don't care what looks like, right? I care about, like Miranda said, my profit and my money. That's what I care about. And I need to be in the rooms with people. Thank you. I need to be in the room with people who are doing what I want to be doing, right? Or have done what I intend to do. And and again, every year our numbers look different. I will say that. Like I'm not afraid to say 2024, that year, it was a rough year for me. I could not get in the right mindset to do what I needed to do. So with that being said, it's like you gotta make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people, with the right mindset, who has been through
I was gonna say people that's doing what you're doing.
right,
Or
or
more.
better,
What you
Or
want to
better.
do. Yeah.
or what I want to do, or that have been there before, right? Like meaning years ago before us, that can talk to us through, okay, this, this looks like this, or this looks like this, and keep going. Because a lot of people can give up, especially where we
Especially in
are.
this business. And entrepreneurs in general.
Yeah,
A lot of people have given up.
Yeah.
And I'll just speak for real estate specifically. There are a lot of our colleagues that unfortunately didn't make it through whatever is going on in this market. Since COVID, the number of people, it's definitely a lot of people coming in, but it's more people going out
Yes.
of this
for
industry.
sure.
Yeah.
So big ups to y'all.
And you 80 million. That's coming.
Okay.
The 80 million is coming. Did y'all get that? She said the 80 million is coming.
Claim it.
I speak that.
Claim it.
Here for it. So let's, as we start to wrap up, let's talk about just a takeaway that you have from 2025. Just a takeaway that you had from last year, and what that means to you.
I'll go first because my big takeaway, I told you about the investment and really starting in 2024, not being in a good space in 2024 mindset wise. And my biggest takeaway from 2025 is God got me regardless. And through all of what I would say someone else would have seen it as being negative, I never saw it like that. I just saw it like a lesson. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to speak negativity on it. I'll update people, but I'm not going to be negative in the process. And like, that is like the biggest thing I could say is God kept me and my family throughout 2025.
I love it. Love it.
I would say for 2025 for me is not rushing the season. Whatever season you're in, don't rush it. Right. Last year we had still at the beginning of the year dealing with my grandmother being sick. I had Kennedy's senior year. I had to figure out which state I was going to be in. I was all these things. And I was probably in a very vulnerable state as well. Right. And so I think some decisions was made off of that, but just not to rush the season. Just figure out where you are today and deal with it.
Yep. Right.
And go through it and then get to the next one. Because until you can get through it, you're not really being your best self, and you're not making some of the better decisions for yourself because you're just trying to rush through it. Like, let's get through this, and then we're going to deal with this. If you have that flexibility. Sometimes life comes at you fast, but don't rush those seasons.
I love that, Keisha.
Yeah, for me, I would say just piggybacking on exactly that. 2025 was my year of being present. Right. Just be present in the moment. Enjoy the good and work on the bad. But just be present in whatever it is that's going on, because I in the past I've been focused on, but what's next? But what's next? Even going through my flip, what's next? What's next? And sometimes you just have to be in the thick of it and get through it. Go lay down, get through it. That's my coping mechanism. Go lay down.
Gosh.
But whatever you got to do, just get through it. But be present, because if you're not present for even the bad, right? If you're not present for the bad, you miss the lessons, right? And then I want to be present for the good because, and again, I know we just got past Christmas and everything, but you only get so many.
You only get so many.
Only get so many Januaries and summers, and your kids are only little for, so, I mean, Cameron's taller than me, so I still think of her as little, but she's taller than me. So, I need to be present so that I'm not missing what's going on, because whatever is going on is going to go on regardless.
That's
so
right.
with the business, let the business be the business, but be present.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I love that.
I would say for me, 2025 was a reminder that I still got it.
Okay, still got it. Come on, Stella. Come on,
Young
Stella.
Again, we are so unserious.
Unserious.
Continue, Brandy. I'm
But
listening.
I still got it. And in all aspects, business, there was a big change in business, and it was very much a reminder that, yep, I am who I think I am.
Still that
That's
girl.
right.
You still that
Exactly
girl.
who I think I am.
That's right.
I need you to calm down.
I didn't say it. I just want to be clear. I know what she was thinking. I wanted to.
Go ahead.
But that I am exactly who I think I am.
I love when you say that.
Me too.
Say
Me
it
too.
again.
I am exactly who I think I am.
Yes, you are.
And I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
But also, I mean, my son just turned 4, in November of last year. And that's new for me. Like I told one of my friends the other day, I said, I have to remind myself that this is his first time here, but also this is my first time here.
That's right.
So we are, we're figuring it out together. There's things that, yes, I'm his mom and, I know things. And this is the first time that I'm here doing this with a
him,
4-year-old.
with him as his mom.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
giving myself grace and just knowing that. But at the end of the day, where he is, where I am, where my family is, I am exactly who I think I am.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been my lesson for 2025, and it will carry into 2026.
Like the kids do. Don't the kids do like this? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Clock that T. Is it?
Yeah,
Clock that
I don't
T.
know. I don't know which one it is, but girl, it was awesome.
I cannot. So as we start to wrap up, January is the year of reinvention. So if you're watching, you're listening, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and you can listen to all the episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast. But also drop in the comments, what is your word of reinvention for 2026? Let's hear it. All right. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.